my name's Diane. You're currently watching the Just Kidding Around show. Thank you so much for joining us. Each week, we like to introduce our home audience to different crafts, hobbies, and artists. And this week, we are excited to introduce Rose. Hi, Rose.
Hi, I'm Rose.
Yeah.
I'm a local artist in Olympia, and I do a lot of watercolors, mixed media. This is my art up here, obviously.
Okay, and before we get started, we like to look in the camera and give a shout out to somebody.
Oh, really?
So is there anybody you'd like to say hi to?
I'll say hi to my friend Ted.
Okay.
Hi, Ted.
And I'm going to say hi to Lynn. Thanks for driving up to Nino to do the show. So we appreciate that very much. And with that, Rose, you already started talking a little bit about yourself. You said you're a mixed media artist. Could you explain more? What does that mean?
Yeah, so that means basically that I like to experiment with more than one art medium. So some days I really feel like taking a brush and like swathing paint all over a canvas, or other times I feel like doing something that's more small and tight-knit, like a small watercolor painting or even writing. So
Do you have a favorite, or you just say some days you just feel different?
I probably do most watercolors. I like what I can achieve with that and multiple layers, so I always come back to that.
Okay,
Yeah.
Multiple layers. You'll have to talk about that a little bit later. But which was your first of all the different media that you worked with?
Well, probably crayons.
Crayon. Oh, you're talking elementary school.
No, yeah.
No?
Yeah,
Yeah? Right, go
definitely.
way
I used
back.
to love to take red and take purple and go like super hard on top of them and make this like melted lava color.
Oh my goodness. You invented your own colors when you were a little
I
kid?
couldn't decide like what my favorite color was.
Oh, that is so cute. How old were you when you did that?
So 6, yeah, definitely remember that.
Do you know what? Not enough is said about crayons.
Yeah.
And kids always want markers. Oh, I want markers.
I like markers too.
Yeah,
but crayons,
yeah.
crayons are fun.
I love crayons. And we had an artist on this show one time, Dan Bennett, and he did a whole show on crayons. It was very interesting about moods and crayons and different things like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, so you started with crayons, and then over many years you developed into a multimedia artist.
Yeah, so I actually did not go to art school. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I've had a pretty meandering life up to now. So I grew up in Redmond, Washington, and I actually went to college at Smith College in Western Mass.
Oh my!
Massachusetts. Yeah.
Smith.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a big one.
I took some art classes there, but I was really interested in writing, creative writing and creative nonfiction, and just writing essays. I loved it. And it wasn't until after college that I did a lot of traveling. So after I graduated, I worked on a ranch in Wyoming for 6 months.
Oh my goodness.
And then I went to the big island of Hawaii and worked on a farm there for a few months. And then I had a gig set up from college. I won a Fulbright scholarship, and I went to Malaysia for a year.
Oh, wow.
And I taught English, and I had a lot of downtime during that to discover myself, and I found myself doing art like every day.
That's
so
really your passion about it. It wasn't ranching in Wyoming, but that's so neat though that you've done so much with your life.
Yeah.
And that you know what your passion is, because how would anybody really know their passion if they didn't, you know, do a lot of different things?
Yeah,
Wow.
so sometimes I feel kind of insecure that I didn't go to art school and I don't have all these skill sets that I would have, but then I remember that I have all this like life experience, and I'm trying to make a graphic novel about my year in Malaysia, so that's my big project that I've been working on for 2 years now. And I wouldn't have that story if I had just gone.
A graphic novel. Yeah, that's true. That gives you, the foundation to work from.
Yeah.
But a graphic novel for children?
No, it would be for adults.
Adults,
yeah,
okay.
or like new adults, young adults. You know, I chose graphic novel as the format because I really love writing, as I said, and I also I love design and illustrating too. So that's a way you can combine both fields.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you can, on the page, you can say something with no words and just like a facial expression.
Yeah.
You know, and other times I could add like my journal entries. You know, I have like 7 journals from that time. So, yeah.
So how do you get any support at all for your art?
Support? So I have a space downtown at Gallery Boom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we can go see your work at Gallery Boom. Are some of
Yeah.
these things behind us at
Yeah,
Gallery
I
Boom?
have a few canvases like this that are smaller. I also have tote bags that I paint as inspiration strikes me.
Yeah, that's a great gallery for local artists.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's bright and there's a lot of
A
variety.
lot of windows
Yeah.
too. Oh, yeah, it's just really nice.
Yeah.
And do you ever meet with are there any groups of artists that are in town that ever get together?
Yeah, I just started attending a weekly drawing club at Josh's restaurant downtown. So it's Sunday evening. It's really fun. I find it helps me to go with a project in mind, or else I might just talk or get
So is anybody
distracted.
welcome to that?
Yeah.
Anybody can go to that.
If you're interested
It's
in drawing.
Okay,
Yeah.
is that the one that Freddie Dobler?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I heard about it from Freddie. So.
Oh, you heard about it from Freddie? Okay.
It's really fun.
And so artists go there, but you don't have to be artists, and you can go there, and do you help each other, or what happens there?
Yeah, so I like it because everybody kind of does their own thing. Sometimes I bring my watercolors or just pen, but we also talk about the artist problems, you know, or just bounce ideas around. Sometimes I do collaborative projects too, like a little comic that everybody draws a page or things like that. It's just really fun, and it's
that's
a way to motivate yourself if you're thinking that you want to do more drawing. So.
Do you have any of your comics here?
I do, yeah.
So
I
will
brought
we
a
be
few.
seeing them later, or now, or?
Do you want to see them now?
Well, either that or this book. I don't want to
Okay.
bounce around too
Yeah.
much. This book is sitting in front of me, and I don't want to finish the show without talking about this
Okay.
book. So this is called Very Good Things, and this is a book she wrote. And I don't know which camera to hold it up to, but there, Lynn's got it. Lynn's got it.
There it is.
So thank you. Do you want to tell us the process of making this book?
Yeah, so I made this book a couple years ago, and it's probably one of my favorite projects that I've had, and everyone seems to relate to it. But I compiled a list of things that just make me feel really happy, and I wanted it to be like run the gamut between, you know, like pretty everyday, like a hat that's just really special to you, but also something that would be personal for me. So each page is really specific, and if you have a bad day, you can look at it and maybe feel a little bit better,
You know
or feel
what?
connected to something.
Do you know what I love about this? I
Yeah.
wish everybody would make one. Now, could they draw it as well? Probably not. But I love this little book because it's it helps people remember that we can be really happy with small things.
Exactly, yeah.
So-
So small details of everyday life, really.
Right. Can I
Yeah.
read a little bit?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Here are some things in this world that are very good. And she has Finding a Penny. Okay. Soap from the farmer's market.
Yes.
Or from any market, I'm sure.
Yes, you have to smell all of them first.
I just love this, being inspired by ideas. Then we have mornings. Hello, day. So, you know, I just love this. The smell of the sea. A favorite pen. So so many kids nowadays or people aren't happy unless they have an expensive car, you know, or the newest whatever digital thing. And she has gone through and just made illustrated. This looks like a Van Gogh kind of thing right here. This one right here. And that reminds me of
Oh, thank
I
you.
don't know
Yeah.
why. Maybe it's because he wore hats all the time.
I love hats.
A fabulous hat. So I don't know if I'm holding that right. I was looking at it and then I always want to go backwards. So how did you do this on black and white paper first?
No, so this one was, it started off as an experiment in Photoshop that I was still learning at the time. So I drew the pages originally on just white paper, and I believe I illustrated it with marker and color pencil, like a mix. And then after I scanned them and uploaded them, I decided that I didn't like the color scheme, and it looked just kind of boring or too cutesy or something. So I was like, oh, I can. Photoshop has all these buttons, you know, and I inverted the color, so that's why it has like the black. Most of the pages have the black background with the white writing, and I just like thought it had a really like catchy effect.
So the artwork is yours.
Yes, yeah.
You know, and of course all the writing is yours, but you digitally altered it.
Yeah, so some of the pages I left just how they turned out. I didn't touch them up at all. And other pages I added paintbrush tool, polka dots, all sorts of stuff.
Could you take something like this and send it to a publisher? Do you know?
Oh, I don't know.
Because seriously, I'm a school librarian. I would love to have a book like that.
Really? Okay.
In the library, or maybe you could even make a second one for children.
Yeah.
But of course, a larger size format. But oh my gosh, that would be an awesome book.
Yeah, it's
for what makes me happy or something, and you could have simple little things,
Yeah, my mom's good friend, she runs a Girl Scout troop with her daughter, and they actually did their own version of it. They had a sleepover one night, and
what a great idea!
She printed out the book, the same title, Very Good Things, but then they looked at that for inspiration, and they did each their own. They were like 13, so it was. I guess they had a lot of fun.
I think people need to stop and think about that, and that's different than art or writing, but maybe we need to remember those things so that when we are feeling a little bit sad about something, like the Seahawks field goal kicker kicking it out, or whatever, that, you can go to your little book and go, oh yeah, I really am blessed,
Yeah,
I'm blessed,
definitely.
I got everything, you know? Well, maybe. I don't have this pen.
Yep, that's the favorite pen from the book, so.
Okay, that's actually in the book. So
Yes.
may I ask about,
Oh yeah.
That's heavy.
It's
Something's
okay.
in there?
It's not very
may
delicate.
I pick it up?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's not delicate? So there's something in here? You decorated it?
Yeah, they're eggs, but they're actually rocks that I painted.
So are these your favorite rocks or something?
Yeah, for a while I was really into painting rocks. Like I painted probably over 100 rocks.
I always have a hard time tilting.
Yeah.
Am I doing it right? Is that good?
Yes, looks good.
Okay. So these are just rocks you found?
Yeah, I like harvested them from a quarry that nobody would miss. So
You harvested them. They grew.
And then I started painting on like everyday objects, like in this bottle too.
Yeah.
With my leftover paint that I had from working on a canvas that if I had a lot of it in extra color, I didn't want to waste it, so I would just like put it on something, and it's been surprising the results of my art studio, like the shelf is painted, like the stool's painted. This is painted.
You
There's
just
all
paint
sorts of stuff.
everything.
I have a bunch of driftwood that's like in a corner that's just like 20 pieces of driftwood. They're all painted. It looks really cool. Yeah.
So you say you have an art gallery? Is that in your home?
Oh, it's just my little studio that I work
Space,
in.
yeah.
It's just a small room. So.
If somebody is an aspiring artist, do you suggest they make a space for themselves?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it doesn't have to be like a separate room if that's not available to you. But before it would just be like a corner of my bedroom that I would try to keep tidy. And just keep it separate from my personal effects, and
so that your bills aren't laying there when you're trying to paint.
Yeah, it's definitely helpful to have like a designated space where you're like, this is where I do my art and or writing, just one spot.
So you would do writing and art in the same area?
Yeah.
So is that something, if somebody's watching this show, is that something you might suggest that they start by making an area for themselves so they can feel more like an artist? Okay.
Yeah, it helps me to be more productive or be more motivated.
And, I hate to say this, Rose, but the clock is ticking, and I want to be sure we cover everything.
Okay.
So behind us, would you like to address any of these?
Yeah, real quick. So these were 2 paintings I did last summer, 2017, and they're basically how I depicted my emotions. So this one's all of my emotions, the colorful, crazy one, because sometimes I feel like I have a lot of inner turmoil or feel things really strongly, and sometimes it's just good to like get it out in a way that's kind of cute and silly, and I'm just like, okay, it's fine. And this one was more about the blues, like the blue feelings, and the one in the middle was my birthday painting that I painted for myself.
Oh, and are these are these oil?
No, this is acrylic.
Oh, they're all acrylic?
Yeah, but I put like a varnish over them to give them a nice
and that's
luster.
That shiny luster.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. You know what? You bring up a good point too. Is art related to emotions? Like if I have a child and they're really angry and we can't figure out why, is art a good way to?
Well, for me, definitely it makes me feel better when I can sit down and just, even if I'm really upset and I just want to like have it, just get it out, I'll just draw something that I know is just going to look really bad, and I'm just like, I feel so much better.
That's interesting because I think I would be frustrated. Like, I might be feeling fine, and then I want to draw a puppy or something, and it's not turning out, and then I'd be frustrated afterwards. Does that mean I'm not a good artist?
No, I have this one, I didn't bring it, but it's just one drawing that I did with colored pencils, and you could tell I colored really hard into the paper. But it was just, I even like wrote stuff. Writing always helps me too, and I was like, this is a really bad drawing. I hate this drawing. I'm too sensitive.
Oh dear.
And then I was like, okay, that's all right.
Okay, so I guess maybe it evokes emotion too. Huh?
Yeah,
So we only have a few minutes, like 10.
Okay.
And I'm wondering if you would like to just show us some drawing that maybe at home, I don't know, a cartoon or something, so that our audience will leave the show with a project.
I typically don't draw with this pen. This is my writing pen. I have distinctions, but this is what I had tonight. So I'll just draw. Sometimes I do stuff that's really quick and just kind of like cutesy or just sketchy looking. So maybe I'll draw a quick comic about.
And the robot's going to be trying to get it. So if it's, I don't know, is that going to disrupt your art?
Oh, that's fine.
So that camera's going to be on your.
Yeah, so I'll draw a quick comic about my day today, perhaps. So
It's going to be dark enough too.
Sometimes I like to draw myself as something other than a human.
Okay, just a minute. So it's a square. All right. I can do that.
Yes, yeah. So this will be more comic. So today I'm going to draw myself as an egg. For some reason, I just think it's really fun to draw eggs. And
oh, that's funny. I can draw an egg. And that's nice to know that when we're drawing, we don't have to draw ourselves as a human.
Yeah, it's kind of fun to pick something else for yourself, because in a way you're...
make myself a flower or something?
You can say something about yourself and what you choose. I don't know what I'm saying about myself as an egg. Sometimes I think of myself as just like a blob. I'm just like, meh.
I just would be frustrated getting an exact human down, but I think like other things would be easier to draw.
For me, like as far as humans go, hands have been the hardest.
Ooh, yeah.
I think most people can relate to that.
Yeah.
But I've gotten better.
Oh, that's showing up good.
Is it? Okay.
Freddie, I don't know, Freddie or Waldo, one of them's. See, they control the robot camera in the studio.
That's so cool. It's like surgery.
Oh, so those are the squares of the comic.
Yeah, so that's a panel. I'm just kind of not really paying attention to the paper.
It says today is Friday. Okay, so you're actually making a comic strip.
This is a story about how I got to be here at this very moment.
You've done so much with your life. And it's all for a reason, I'm sure of that.
I hope so. Oh, I missed that.
You're going to become
Okay, what should I draw Freddie as?
A graphic...
So this is going to be Freddie asking me if I want to be interviewed, and so that's why this lightning bolt is here, like on the phone.
Oh, that was so neat of you to come in this situation. Rose came in just on very little notice, and we appreciate that so much.
Maybe I'll put a flower here. You can't go wrong with flowers. Everybody always loves flowers, including myself. Okay.
So flowers, and you're the egg.
Yeah, and the problem is I'm left-handed, so I always smear ink. I have to be
Am I in your way?
No, you're fine. It's just right here,
Okay.
So how about Freddie can be a dog? He is going to be like, hey.
Have you ever been on television before?
No. I hope I'm doing all right.
Doing a great job.
So Freddie's really nice, and I like dogs. Dogs are nice for the most part. He says, hey.
Come on over. And you're from his artist support group, which meets Sunday nights at 7 o'clock.
Yep, 7
And there's a
o'clock.
variety of artists there?
Yes, yeah. Some people just do color pencil. Some people do ink.
Okay.
All sorts of stuff. It's whatever you want to do. Hey, do you want to
Okay.
I say, I said okay. I forced myself to say okay. I was like, yes, okay. So then.
You whipped that dog out pretty fast.
Oh, thank you. I used to love to draw dogs when I was a kid with my crayons.
So you have your favorite.
Yeah. I actually found a story that I wrote when I was 6. It was called Just One Dog. And it was about, I guess I had been badgering my parents for a long time about how I wanted a dog. And they're like, oh, it's too much trouble.
So you wrote a persuasive.
Yeah, so I wrote this story and my parents read it and they're like, oh, okay.
And they give you the dog?
Yeah,
But it was a persuasive book about getting a dog?
it's pretty cute. Yeah, it was about like how Rosie wanted a dog, but her mom said it was too much trouble, so she got her a cat. It looked a little bit like a dog, but it wasn't a dog. And it goes through that with a bunch of animals, and the last page is like, and then Rosie's mom gave her a dog. It was a lot of trouble, but it was worth it. And there's like, I drew a picture of the dog with like pee everywhere.
Oh, that is so funny. And you were 6. That means you were a first grader.
Yeah, and that was
Oh
cool
my
because
gosh, you must have been very precocious as a child.
I don't know, but I think I realized at that point that like I could actually like do something with my art, you know, like I can have
Make
an
it
effect
powerful.
on the real world.
Yeah, well, that is powerful.
So let's draw an egg with an artist hat on.
And your
Beret.
parents saved that book, or you saved that book?
They saved it, and it somehow ended up in my memory box,
Oh,
which I was
good.
just looking through the other day.
I'm glad that was saved. Oh, good. They're getting a real good close-up of your work.
I have this mantra written on my studio wall that just says, I am an artist, over and over, because it feels good just to say it.
Just to say it,
Yeah.
just to feel
And to
it.
reassure yourself, like, yes, it's okay.
Does art run in your family?
Yeah, so my mom's mom, she's passed away now, but she was definitely like an artistic spirit, and we have some of her paintings, and I remember finding her old wooden art box when I was a teenager, and it was like sacred.
You have to be sure she gets this program.
Yeah, well, she's passed away, but
No, not her. I mean your mother.
well, maybe she's watching. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm drawing for tonight.
Okay.
So
Very cute. So you're suggesting that when we're starting out.
oh
when-
yeah.
Ah,
Can you see that? Is it too
you
bright?
got it. She'll get it. Just
So
hold it
that's
still.
Rose the
She'll get
Egg,
it.
proclaiming myself as an artist.
Yeah, just hang it. Don't move. There
Okay.
you go. There you go. There you go. Thank you for holding that still. Yeah. So when we're doing comic books, we don't have to feel like we have to draw ourselves
Yeah.
as a person. We can draw ourselves
Yeah,
as a
it's pretty freeing.
egg.
Yeah,
I can draw an egg.
definitely. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's sometimes it's fun to go off of like how you just asked me to draw something and I didn't have anything in my mind, but
Yeah,
you never know
yeah.
what's going to happen. And like when you have a more confines, you can be more creative, you know. So
Do you think that doing a comic strip can be like having a diary or something?
oh, for sure, yeah. Sometimes I like to do like more personal work that's about could be diary comics, as they say, but yeah, you could do more writing and less drawing, or even just draw your day. So yeah.
Yeah. And then before we sign off, okay, we didn't do this book.
Oh, okay. Well, actually, that's a good segue. So this is one of my more personal comics that I drew. It's called PCOS, which stands for Polycystic Ovarian Syndrome, which is something that I live with. And it was just something that I wrote about my experience having ovarian cysts. And there was like naked stuff.
Oh,
It made me feel like really good just to like put it out there.
Yeah.
And, I don't usually draw myself naked, but I just
Yeah.
did it. And I was like, I don't always feel good about my body, but I can do it through art, you know?
Yeah.
I can actually do it. And the nice thing about this is that I did this a couple of years ago, and anyone who buys it, like they buy it for a really specific reason, like, oh, I have this, or I've been affected, I know somebody who has this, and it makes me feel good. Like somebody bought it who lives in Australia, and I
Oh
shipped
my
it to Australia
gosh.
from my Etsy account. Yeah,
oh my
so
goodness.
I was like, okay,
Isn't
awesome.
that
Yeah.
something? And then
Yeah.
what else did you bring? And
Yeah.
you did this too?
Yeah.
You do these birds?
Yes. I didn't know I
Okay.
could do birds, but I practiced and it
Are
turned out
birds
okay.
challenging?
They actually are.
Lynn's got it.
They're a lot more difficult than you'd think.
Thank goodness for Lynn.
Yeah. So these two
Yeah.
are kind of a pair, and I did
Okay.
these past summer, and it's just about 2 nice days that my fiance and I had in the summer. Let's Go for a Walk is about
I love these birds.
one of the days when it was really hot, and we just, I don't know, I just wanted to capture a moment in time for us. It was hot, and we were watching Mr. Bean, and we just went for a walk, and just I wanted to capture like what a little moment in our specific lives were. And then the bird one is about how I found out that he really likes hummingbirds, and it's just a nice.
Oh, how you found out he likes hummingbirds?
It's a nice tidbit
Is
to
this
learn about someone you
collage,
love.
though? Did you draw those ferns, or is that
Yeah,
a collage?
no, yeah. So this is collage. This one
my
was more
goodness.
mixed media. This one's
This is a lot different.
watercolor, collage, ink.
Wow.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun when I'm doing mixed
over
media.
here, this is like collage.
I feel like I'm playing around and gluing stuff down, and I still scanned it and everything. But
So you're mixed media,
Yeah.
but you, I guess that's part of being mixed media, huh?
yeah,
I love this. This book is
Thank
so
you.
pretty, and this
Yeah.
is how you found out your fiance loved hummingbirds.
isn't that sweet?
So you
Yeah.
made the cover all hummingbirds. Is he artistic?
yeah. He's a chef, so he's really creative with food, and he makes all sorts of stuff happen. It's amazing.
Okay, very
with
good.
like whatever ingredients you have on hand.
All right.
And
And it's kind of
Yeah.
neat that you've lived all over the world and that you ended up here.
yeah, so I've been here for about 2 years, almost 3.
Do you
around
think
there.
a lot of artists settle in this area?
I think so. I've met a lot of cool artists here. It's I like it because it's not as big as Seattle, and when I lived up there, I felt like I was being pulled in a million directions.
Oh, I can
and
imagine.
I was not doing very much art at all, and even on the weekends when I had free time, I'd be like doing a million other things. And I
Yeah.
think that's just what happens when you live in a city. So I was like, I just want to live somewhere where I can. It's a little bit like slower
This is more
pace.
relaxed, but
Yeah.
there's still a lot of things to do
Yeah,
here, but it's not the intensity.
Still got my coffee shops I can draw in.
Oh, yeah, got the coffee
So
shop.
yeah, I'm happy here. It's
Yeah.
working out. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's so nice that you came. I'm not sure exactly how much more time,
Oh,
but
it's
I'm
okay.
going
You
to
don't have
keep
to look.
talking until I get the wrap it up sign.
Yeah.
Never.
Oh, it's the wrap it up sign.
Oh, it is the wrap it up sign. I was
That's fine.
thinking
I
maybe,
just
but
brought a bunch of
I feel
stuff.
like I just
We have to
got
look at everything.
started. Maybe will you come back again sometime? Rose?
Sure, yeah.
We want to thank our home viewers for tuning in. Thank you so much. We want to thank Lynn for driving so far to be here tonight. We want to thank Rose for joining us for the first time. And thanks to the guys in the control room for making this show happen. Bye. Tune in again for the Just Kidding Around show. We're on Saturday, Sunday, and Wednesday. Bye. See how easy it is?
That was fun.
It's
Yeah.
painless.
Yeah.
You know what?